Coming up today on Two Feathers Survival, we're going to be taking a look at all the small things that are often overlooked in either an urban survival scenario or even a woodland survival scenario, should that be the case. All of these small things are things that we need to consider and bring into our bag of tricks and not overlook them. Stay with me. So it's things like this, guys, these small things that are going to be huge bits of treasure when you get into an urban survival scenario or a total grid down collapse. Even though there's no fuel in this, I can still make this lighter work for me because I've got a basic bushcraft skill set to fall back on. As we're walking around and we're taking a survey of our surrounding areas, in an urban environment, it's easy to kind of overlook small things that might be right at your very feet. A lighter, even if it's broken, a pair of paper clips, anything of that nature, cans, plastic, all of these type of things we can utilize to help increase our chances of survival in an urban environment. So gang, even something as simple and easy to overlook as something like this, a paper clip. We need to think about this in a different sort of light. Most of the time, people would use these things to do what they're supposed to do, clip pieces of paper together. In an urban survival situation or a grid down survival type situation, these simple paper clips just became a makeshift lockpick set for me. I just have to have some basic tools that I should already have in my everyday carry bag, and now I've got the means to fabricate these into a simple lockpicking set. Priceless. So guys, these small things that we can find that most people overlook every day are things that are going to be of huge importance when society starts to fail. Simple things like these paper clips, well, I can start to fashion these into a basic lock picking set that works just as fine and just as well as any store-bought set. Remember, we just need to have a general idea how to make these things, and then we can fabricate them from there. But if I don't ever expose myself to that, then I'm not going to be aware of how to do that. The lighter that I had found, it doesn't work, but that's okay. Even though this lighter does not work and it only creates a spark, as long as I understand from my bushcraft experience, if I have something fibrous, kind of like this bit of cotton ear cleaning swab that I have, I can utilize that to catch the sparks and then get a flame from there. So again, this is a valuable resource for me to not overlook. Even if this lighter, even though it doesn't have fuel in it, was broken on the case, and I could still use this to get these sparks generated, then I'm probably not going to see the flame that's there right now. Then I can utilize that with any dry tinder to create a spark to then make fire. Other things that I could do the same type of skill set with. Jute twine. Well, that's the same exact idea, and it's again a dry tinder that I can utilize to catch that spark with and then have a fire lighting ability. So it's these things that a lot of times people overlook and just think that it's junk are things that we should start really considering they're not junk, and that's something that I should grab and put in my everyday carry backpack or pockets or whatever that case is, or even if it's just a bag that I find alongside the road. As you're driving around your everyday lives, or walking to work, or whatever the case is, no matter where your area is, and we've got kind of folks on the Two Feathers Survival channel now from all over the world, look at those type of things that you are walking over every day. Think about them in a different light. Look at it and think, how is it that I can utilize that if the world collapsed around us? Again, the paper clips, I can use those for multiple purposes. A lighter, even with no fuel in it, well, again, I can utilize that to create a spark to then create fire, as long as I've got a basic bushcraft skill set. In another video, I had spoken about what is it there that this really is. Is it urban? Is it woodland? Is it something in between? Well, really, it's something in between. I can utilize all of my skill set from my bushcraft knowledge and then utilize that in my urban survival knowledge. There's really no difference between the two, and that's really where you need to spend a lot of time with your own research and your own just trying to figure all of this type of a situation out. Something else for your consideration. What I have that's going to play towards the end of this video, it's just a basic walkabout that I had taken through downtown urban Charleston. You'll see a lot of things in that last little bit of footage there. Water bottles that are just laying about. Cans, beer cans, soda cans, whatever that might be. All of those can be makeshift containers to then collect and store water in. The paper clips, you're going to see some of those just laying about the streets. Things like broken lighters, they're all out there. We as humans tend to discard a lot of junk and don't think twice about it. All of that junk is things that we could definitely utilize to affect some sort of a survival mentality in a grid down or total economic collapse. We just need to think about in our head what it is that those things are and not be so squeamish about what it is that we're trying to accomplish. Remember, once we get into that type of an environment, all bets are really going to be off. That's why even a everyday bag like this is kind of nondescript. Yeah, I've got my antenna poking out from the side here for my 2-meter ham radio, but it doesn't look like a military style backpack, which is something that we want to try to avoid. I'm going to break this down and talk about this in an upcoming video and things that you should have on your person at all times, just in case we have to get from our work environment to our home environment to then affect some sort of a bug out or a bug in, whichever the case is. Again, that's going to have to be your call. I don't have the magic bullet to tell you when to do that. It's something that you're going to have to weigh out for yourself. You'll know when it's time to go. Think about how it is that you're going to get there. So guys, as you're going about your everyday, really try to look at the way things are positioned around your environment, whatever that environment is. Really think about what you have access to and where your local resources are. Like I said, we'll talk about what you should keep in a bag, kind of like this, in an upcoming video. Until then, what I would like you to do is keep your go bags closed, keep your knives sharp, and stay prepared. Until next time, guys, that's Tim with Two Feathers Survival. Have a great day.